Hello, welcome back. This is Palo Santo, and it cleanses the energy in a different way than sage. And I have a reading today, and the message has been coming through. And it says, believe in you. It's backwards, but show up the way it's supposed to on there when I flip it. You have to remember, you're not just here existing, okay? You're not just what you think of yourself. You influence other people. You are a force that people think about. You are, I feel people thinking about you. You are magnetic, and you linger on people's minds because of your energy. You're potent. You have served lessons in their lives, I was gonna say. It's not just you in your own individual perspective. You're just in that perspective for expansion in the universe. You're in that perspective and you feel a lot darker than you are. You're not perceived that way by anybody, by most people. By your presence is not perceived as you see you. Just let that sink in for a second. Your presence to other people, your value, your importance to others is not the same way that you perceive yourself. And I just want to cry. It's okay. We're on this journey together, and we have some things to uncover based on this, okay? I immediately felt 3 decks, and I was drawn to this one. So, the Illuminated Tarot. So just a second, I want to talk about how manifestation of your thoughts work. So you don't just have thoughts that are random in your head. You have clumps of your personality that assume certain thoughts and that react to certain things within your reality, okay? And my charger is, I don't know, it says it's charging. Okay, we're on 20%. Maybe you're pretty low battery. Maybe you're like, yo, I'm plugged in, but yo. And that's okay, because a lot of your energy is going to those parts. And honestly, this might just cut out in the middle, and I'm just still gonna post it even if it cuts out, because I'm not gonna monitor it being, I don't know how significant that could be, but I'm not going to monitor it being plugged in and double check. I'm going to just trust that the message is going to come out how it needs to come out. I'm not going to worry about it so much. So that could be the space that you're trying to get to. We got the 2 of Diamonds. It reminds me of the High Priestess, although it's not the High Priestess. Yeah, guys, there is something it is the High Priestess. I just didn't think it was a 2 of a suit, but I didn't realize, I said it looks like the High Priestess. Okay, listen. You're perceiving reality correctly. I want you to believe it. I want you to believe it. Because then you at least know what to do with it. And that goes for your aspirations. That goes for everything that you want, also wants to be manifested. So if you have a desire, it wants to come through you. It wants to be experienced by the world. It literally wants to be experienced by the world. And there's this saying that's whatever's looking for you whatever you're looking for is looking for you. If you have the desire, if you just have the desire, whatever it is, multiple desires, a different life, all these things, it is a possibility somewhere. So we really need to anchor in that fact. You just seem like you're focusing on all of the cups that are spilled. And I goddamn understand that it's hard. I goddamn understand. Honestly, I don't want to say more than anybody, but Like, I literally feel like I'm a cold vampire inside, and the perception of me is this light bubble of radiance. And I was telling people when I was like helping with an event, and I was pulling little tokens out of the thing to see who won the thing, and I like, I was like, drum roll please, and I had the whole place going like this with their feet, and then I was pulling the things, and I was making it like really exciting, and then I was like hugging the people and like yelling when they won the prizes, and I won one of them. I disassociate during those times. So where do you disassociate during the times that you're elevated, that you're elevating the room, that you want to look back on and not judge and be like, yo, that was sick. What else can I use that for? Can I fucking be a DJ? Can I go and massive amount of people and like protrude that energy, like not protrude in like any negative way, but it's like, yo, can I uplift a group of people? Like, what if that point of their week was like the best point of their week? Yelling at the top of their lungs because someone won a ticket. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, we're celebrating wins. I want to celebrate people's wins for a living. That's literally what I want to do. Yeah, dude. I mean, you're on your way. You're just kind of in this space of like, you had pieces of you and aspects of you that were not working for you. So you have let them die away. And nothing feels the same as it did anyway. And what I want to say to that is it's a hurtful journey. It stings. It becomes unfamiliar. But do you understand when you are in the caverns, when you're in the middle of the journey and you're on this Appalachian Trail alone, and you're in the middle of it, yeah, you're tired. Yeah, your feet are stinky and pruned from them being wet constantly, and you're cold and you're sore, and you might have a rash. You might need some a little bit more fun food. You might be craving. There could be a million things going on in the middle of that 3-month hiatus of a journey of the Appalachian Trail. It's 3 to 6 months. Just say you're doing 3 months. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna feel like not familiar. And we have to recognize that is what growth entails. That is what growth entails. And we have mindsets that are no longer working for our greatest expansion. And those are shedding whether we want them or not. And the clarity might not come exactly the way you perceive it you want. Okay? It just might be in a soft way where you have convened with the parts of you and you have created that resonance and that inner peace. That inner peace, instead of focusing so much on the external, is what was taking you away from your blessings. It was taking you away from your hard work, your mission, what you're wanting to do. It was giving you a little bit of like writer's block. It was giving you writer's block. It was just a hiatus. It was pushing away your dreams, emotional fulfillment. It was pushing that away. What we're trying to do is manipulate energy. We're trying to, almost in a dogmatic way, we're a little bit forceful. We want the world to come to us in a receiving sense. And I have a thing up here in front of me, one of my from the Lionsgate portal, I had this written out, and I see the word romance on it. And just think of romance in terms of maybe it's in a different way than you're expecting it to be. I mean, you are sailing to a different world. You're done with other aspects of your mind, and you're creating a more stability in how you interact with life. It's not going to be fleeting. I don't want to meet people and just have it be for a little bit and then have all these feelings and have it be a fleeting experience. Like, yes, that is part of life. It is a fleeting experience, but I'm kind of done with the shiny new thing syndrome, you know? I'm like, yes, there is an aspect of me that wants fun and spontaneity and, you know, acknowledgement and praise and these things which are not bad, but in what way are you getting that? Are you getting a hit to your self-worth? Are you muddling up your energy to the point where you kind of miss out on your bigger purpose because you're kind of focused on this, thinking you're lying to yourself that it's going to lead to some greater connectedness, but you know what it is. You know that it's a fleeting experience. You know that you're entangling yourself emotionally and sexually with an experience that is not fruitful and it's not fertile, in that it's going to create a long-term garden for you. So it's just you're coming to a state of a renewed sense of like in a journey, the precipice of an emotional journey, and it's gonna feel different this time. I've been doing a lot of deep inner work this year, and I always have been saying I hated this year. But if we look and just reframe at this point, after all this shadow work, after all this burning away, after all this stuff, okay, if we just look at this point and we say, wow, I've learned so many lessons that are going to continue with me throughout life. And yes, the remnants of hurt is still there. Yes, I've uncovered so many things I didn't even know were there. Yes, that childhood pain is still viscerally, it feels like it's haunting me sometimes. But you have had a glimpse into what was holding you back. It was holding you back from being your lightest self. It was inevitably weighing you down, because when you get into situations and relationships and partnerships, you end up in this role that is not what you're just comfortable in that role. That's what I'm getting. You know what? You're just comfortable in the role that you chose, but I wanted expansion in that development, expansion and development in that department this year. And I saw an aspect of me where I'm real comfortable in the masculine energy. I'm really comfortable, kind of, not extremely comfortable, like I just feel like the opposite of that would be lacking receiving, lacking that femininity of, I'm not working out because I hate my body. I'm not trying to change because I hate force. And it's funny because when you're living life and you have people come into your reality, what do those people like to typically do? Because that is an aspect of you, like the blatant aspects that you're always oh, why do they do that? You know, all these different people, friends, relationships, people that are attracted to you in your life, just generally, magnetically, you become friends or more than friends or whatever. What is an aspect of them that you're like, oh, God, why are you doing that? Come on, you know, or whatever. It's that's a disowned aspect of you. Everything is you. And I just love to see the world that way. You can celebrate with other people. You can, and not have all this attachment to a greater future. You can have what you're, in essence, wanting in the world, when you're not so attached to a certain experience. So you're waking up and you're recreating an experience that is just consuming all of your energy. It's consuming 75% of your energy, and you don't have a lot of energy left to do other things. And that was this entire year. It was we had all of this stuff, the snake skin just shedding, like literally it felt like it's bubbled up and then like became our exoskeleton and then just shed it off, and it's still in the last the last you know phase of that at the moment. And I see a new forward. It's just uncertain. It's like that it's like that concept where humans are really afraid of uncertainty. Like they're really afraid of uncertainty. We can't fully control the next step and what our journey will entail. Like we cannot control it. Okay? Like there have been so many times where I have tried to control consciously or subconsciously what's going to happen. I think I need this. I think I want this. I think I need it, and this will help me do this. But where is that tripping you up? Where is that, like, where is that bringing you, like, sidetracking you from what you're actually supposed to be doing? Like, this year has taught me I have to stay in the present moment. I literally have to, or my skin's going to bubble off. And it was literally bubbling off, like, for everything. Like, I was sit down by the universe, and I was like, watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like patience. Like, that's what I'm learning. Like, it's like, what is love? What is patience? Like, what is, like, actual acceptance for self? What is love for self? That, and like you'll see videos on my TikTok and stuff in the beginning, and I was really ambitious. This was actually last year. I was really ambitious because I was excited for this year, and I couldn't foresee what would happen. I couldn't foresee and predict how I was going to feel. And I was always afraid of how I'm gonna feel. And this is juicy stuff, because I was afraid I'm gonna have reactions that I can't control. I like control, and I have intense feelings, and I go crazy at the skate park, and I yell, and I like, when people win things, I like yell, and I get really inspired and excited for others' wins, and I get excited for my own wins, and I dance around like EDM music, like I just really intense kind of. I have a really intense side to me. Like, I also have this side where I'm, like, by the fire, like, chilling, making bread, and, like, hanging out with my babies and giving my friends Reiki. Like, literally, like, just making gingerbread houses. Like, you know what I mean? So there's these parts to you. And the emotional part, the one that is, like, intense. I'm feeling an intensity to it. I want the tarot. I want this other tarot before I go into the Oracle of Ascendance. We're going into, yeah, you've had a lot of physical hardship because of this not working, but becoming aware of this emotional, hiding the emotional sense to you. The part that, all right, think about emotions and energy. Emotions is energy in motion. It's still happening whether you're suppressing your emotions or not. You're still creating out of your emotional body, and you're still creating out of your wounds and your reactions, whether you're aware of them or not. So I would rather be, to the best of my ability, and there's a lot of compassion in this, and I'm going to describe a process that really works, and like you can do research by yourself, or with others, to be able to find processes that do work for you and that are appropriate for the thing that's coming up. And the part of that is like, we need to recognize what we're actually feeling, and if it's not safe to express that to a person or to a third party individual, or if it's not safe to express, like you don't feel like they would receive it well, or you don't think that they're emotionally present, then maybe that's not the person to express to. But like I'm saying, just being aware of it yourself. We're still on 20%. just you're being aware of it for yourself because you want to know how you're creating. Is this all a fallacy? Is this a fantasy? Is this a fallacy? Is this like not real? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of spiritual people, we love to live in that spiritual energy and not, there's a slowing down of reality when we're not being like real with ourselves. And like, what is real? What is real? It's just that first intuitive hit, when you're upset about something. That's a real response. Don't negate that upset. It doesn't mean that they're a piece of shit. It just means, hey, I'm having an upset. I'm having a feeling of deceit. I'm having a feeling of manipulation. You know what I mean? That's very important for you to be able to verbalize and feel safe in connections in the physical world. It's going to open up a new way to live in the physical world. And it's funny because I already want to cry. I feel like, you might not, or maybe put it like in the perspective of you. Yeah. Maybe you haven't given the world the ability to experience you emotionally. So, not that you're immature emotionally, because we really wouldn't want to say that, because that would piss us off. But you're learning how deep and how many aspects of you emotionally that there are. And, not everybody's going to understand that journey, and some might even scoff at that journey. And you don't have to, describe everything that you're going through to like everybody around you, but just notice like in yourself, like you're doing some real fucking work. The work that's going to last. It's going to last in your life. It's going to last in your relationships. It's going to last as a compounding force. If you have skills in relationships and with yourself, the relationship to yourself, the love that you are cultivating for yourself, and the parts of you that are being like making resolve with in parts work, you are going to have a better quality of life by default, because you're not acting and dismantling all of this momentum that you're creating when you go to create something. You can create anything you fucking want. You really, literally could. What you do is you take the momentum and you veer it somewhere else, or you start leaking it somewhere else, or because your attention is going to these reactions and these things that were coming up and all the things that were shedding. Okay? And like you can create things at any time. Like you are creating no matter what. So it's where are you putting the energy to that stuff? That is what's going to be creating. And what I wanted to mention was a renewal in leadership over your emotional world is happening when you're like an example of that would be parts work. Like you do have energy for it, even if there's a really tired part. I used to have this like exhaustion, I probably still do at some point, exhaustion, depression part that was like I literally could not even do the work. I was really, really, really shut down. And I remember working on that part in courses as a coach. I was like shut down as a coach. And I didn't try to hide it. I just was like really, and then I worked on that part. And I worked on it multiple times throughout my life. And it created, and through parts work, it created a sense of, I understand why this is here, because every time I've ever expressed myself spiritually, I was like, burned at the stake. No. Well, in different lifetimes, yeah. But I was called stupid and crazy and young and all the things that would like hurt my ego. And it delayed newfound action because of it. It delayed my path. And the quicker that, and the deeper that we can understand those aspects of ourselves, the better that we can interact with reality, and it will change around us. So I just want you to know, like, you can heal from anything. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think that you can't get through something. You literally can get through everything. It's not time that heals things. It's your ability to understand and look inside yourself and accept yourself and cultivate a routine throughout your entire life that is directed towards inner peace. And that may sting. That doesn't always feel like happiness. That doesn't always feel like it doesn't always feel good. And you may have to say no to certain connections, or create distance in other connections that trigger all this stuff to the point where you can't, it's like, is this even supportive? Yeah, you don't beg for attention. There's parts of you that do, of course, but you are looking at only one aspect of it. Every time I draw this card, I look at the begging, but you're also this part. You're also the light in the situation, and you're also the balancing of the scales and the other person that's not getting anything. You're all of those parts. Like, don't stray away from the work that feels like it's hard, because I will tell you, there's great change in the ability to shift reality around. It just doesn't seem like it when you're in your house alone. You don't see results instantly. Just on this level, let's just say we don't see results instantly. Let's just say the gestation period is within your consciousness, that you melded pieces together. They dissolved. Some got a better resolution. Some are still there, but you need to reconvene later. But you did the work for today. Okay? Like, be okay with yourself, and you don't always have to rush forward. You can softly experience a part of life that and when you have something come up, you can softly go, okay, I'm choosing not to run from this. I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna face it as if I'm a loving mother and I have a temper tantrum inside. And no matter what the situation is, even if, especially if you're like negating that the situation is affecting you, like just allow, like, oh my god, like, okay, that hurt, and I know it's like, no, you're allowed to have that reaction. No matter what is happening, you're allowed to have those reactions. Why are you having them? Understand it. Inside of your being, it's giving you information. Why? Because I want to be reassured in this way. Why? Because I have a piece of me that's like ego. Like, I mean, ego's good in a way, but like, I have a piece of me that's taking over the show, and that other people can feel, and that is I'm also creating from, that was unconscious. You know what I mean? So direct that energy towards you when it's not going to the parts that are in defiance, that are sitting in opposite chairs. So I do suggest doing, look up parts work and how to do that on YouTube, and let me know what you think, and what resonated for you in this video. These are so fun for me. I genuinely enjoy, like, the time that I sit down to do this, and it genuinely puts me in a better mood, even if I'm shifting in the actual video. I shifted through, it is kind of late anyway, but like some tiredness and like stagnant energy, and right before that I shifted some other things to be able to do not to do the video, but just, to get to the space where I'm like, oh, I want to do a video, and sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes that's the defiant parts. Sometimes, like, you have to see that part for what it is, and awareness, and then changing your reactions based on the awareness that you just learned is essential. So I just want to, be a space for that, and thank you for listening all the way through. Like, if you're all the way here, Like, I just want to say, like, I hope I can look into your eyes one day and just be like, yo, like, we connected on that vibe. Like, this is our little, our little circle here. Like, I was just doing that the other night, and it just felt really good. Like, come on over, come into the little fire, and we could do our little reading together, and I can hold space, and I feel like you're holding space for me, and I get to release and express, and it's really beautiful. So I can't wait to do this again, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love you. Bye.